Okay, welcome back, social media marketing students. This video we're going to be talking about ethics with digital marketing and marketing in general, really. It should be a brief one, but I feel like this is an important video to include to kind of go over some examples of what some ethically questionable marketing practices might be. And especially when it comes to digital marketing, it's very easy to see, something that's bad. It's very clearly wrong, right? It could just be, incredibly inappropriate or just something terrible. It's very easy to identify something that's very bad and very good. What I'm interested in today is talking about the gray, because sometimes it's hard to see, is this good, is this bad, is this right, is this wrong? Where is the line? Where do we draw that line, and what side do we stand on it? That's important to talk about, and so I'm going to address in today's video. So the first thing, obviously, is provocative advertising. And I feel like us being members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and going to BYU, we probably are about the only people that actually care about this. Or we should. The rest of the world heavily believes in the idea that sex sells, which it does. Just a fact of life. Provocative images, revealing clothing, all these things sell. They do. It's commonplace. It's literally the oldest trick in the book. It's not even new. We just have new ways of doing it. But sometimes, for example, I don't know if you guys have seen the Carl's Jr. ads, right? Where obviously there's a ton of scantily clad, bikini women in that burger commercial, right? That's pretty provocative. And we can usually say, that's not very good. But sometimes there's cases in which it kind of walks a really thin line, like the American Eagle skinny jean example. Now, there should be a case study in the course on this. You'll talk about it in class. But essentially the idea was American Eagle ran an April Fool's joke saying they were releasing a new pair of jeans when really it was just a bunch of models who had a bunch of body paint on from the waist down. You could say it's provocative in that, it's body paint, it's revealing and such, but you could also make the case that's just a joke and it's clothing. This is an example of a very ethically gray area that we get into when it comes to marketing. In my opinion, my best advice is avoid it. Just in general, just don't, because it's about branding. If I was American Eagle, who knows, maybe they want this, but I wouldn't want my brand to be associated with revealing clothing. That's just personally, right? Same thing, provocative advertising, specifically, with revealing images of, people's bodies, it sells. It makes a lot of money. It's a huge billion-dollar business. But there's just sometimes you have to decide what side you stand on. And this skinny jean case is a perfect example. The point really wasn't the provocative advertising. They weren't trying to sell scantily clad clothes. That wasn't the point. It's not like American Eagle had a product that was, incredibly short shorts they were trying to sell. No. The body paint and the provocativeness was just a part of it. It was the joke. It wasn't the fundamental part of selling it, but it was still there nonetheless. You see what I'm saying? So there's that line, right? They're not trying to sell a provocative product, but they're using provocative marketing to sell their other products. And so you just got to distinguish that. So I thought this was a good example to share for provocative advertising. Next is just good old-fashioned deception. People lie when it comes to digital marketing. They just flat out lie, or they mislead someone. They deceive. They say something is when it isn't. This classic examples are Facebook ads that describe a product, and when you buy it and ship it, it's nothing like it. It's good old-fashioned lying is what it is. Avoid it at all costs. You may be able to, in this day and age when people can run online businesses and they don't have to see their customers, they can sell on Amazon, sell on eBay, and you don't physically watch someone buy something from you and you exchange money and you say something, it can be very easy to mislead people. Because ethically, there's that disconnect. We're not looking into their eyes. We're not seeing the person that we're harming. It can be easy to lie about a product, hype it up, say that it does something it doesn't, or even, not honor guarantees or mislead someone. In this world where we, sell things in massive volumes over large distances and we don't have a personalized relationship with our consumer base, it can be very easy to dehumanize that consumer base and tell them something that's just not true. Again, avoid it at all costs. This kind of ties in with deception, exaggerated claims, right? It's never good. Obviously, we're marketers. It's our job to hype up a product. We want to make it sound great, but we don't want to lie about it. We don't want to say something. We don't want to say that this medicine can cure cancer when obviously, you and I both know it doesn't. And maybe not that. That's kind of ridiculous. But in general, we don't want to give something claims to do something that it can't do. Exaggerated claims are it doesn't work. It doesn't work in the long run. Your customers are going to hate you. Your reputation is going to be dissolved in a minute. It can take years to build up a business reputation and a brand, but minutes to blow it up. Advertorials. This is an interesting example of another gray case. An advertorial is essentially an article someone writes that discusses something, but then at the same time tries to sell you something. So it will deceive someone by letting them read an article thinking that they're just there to gain some content when really it's just a glorified sales pitch that's incredibly biased. Now, granted, there are articles that have product in them, and that's fine. But what distinguishes an advertorial is that it can be biased and misleading in the way that it presents the product as a solution to the thing that's being discussed. That's the difference. It goes the extra mile, and it's all about the product. It almost has no real content to it. It isn't the user. If a person was to read an advertorial, they wouldn't get anything out of it besides purchasing the product. It wouldn't necessarily benefit their lives. So, again, another gray line to walk. There are definitely a lot of articles out there that have product links and you can buy things, and that's totally fine. It's just you have to decide where's the line. Where do we draw it and where do we stand? And then the last one is clickbait. This has been around forever. It's the idea of, titling something. This is especially prevalent on YouTube, where you can title a video something and it's not necessarily true, or it kind of sounds that way just to get clicks. This is classic. I have fallen for clickbait. I'm going to admit it. It's enticing. It offers you the promise of information or knowledge that you would never even thought of, and it sounds exciting, and then you click and it's not the case at all. Or it's highly over-exaggerated and it's not true. Just avoid clickbait. At the end of the day, our challenge is to create loyal customer relationships with people that we cannot see. All of these things in this video are not going to help you do that, which in the long run is going to help your business or the business that you work in. This is not turn and burn marketing or turn and burn business. This is relationships. We're not here to deceive our customers so we can make a quick sale and walk away. We're here to build repeat business, loyal customers, an audience, a following. We're here to build a community. Communities don't work with lies. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's the end, yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope that you gained some perspective. It's a short one today. There's definitely a ton of other examples, and at the point of here is not to, make a list of here's the 10 most common types of, deceptive advertising. It's just to help you gain perspective to thinking about where is this line? Where does it exist? Because every situation is going to be different. It's always going to be different. No two will ever be the same. The key is not to have some do and don't list. Obviously, there's things you don't do, but there's never one concrete list that's going to work for everyone. It's going to be subjective, and you have to decide it for yourself. I just hope that this has given you a little bit of a seed to start with, and then when you encounter these situations, like in the American Eagle case study, you'll better be able to analyze and make the decision that you feel is best. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this video, learned something, and we'll catch you in the next one.